Okay. I think I can say this now. Yeah, cool. We started this conversation of the dial like maybe 7 months before it actually happened.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Bro.
Uh-huh.
How was your week, man?
Yeah, this week was pretty good.
It's a good meeting. Yeah, I think we got what we wanted to hear.
Of course, it didn't start out that way. Yeah, you were there.
I don't want this day to have opened for nothing because I've been psyching myself for this meeting. So, yeah.
Monday and Tuesday. Monday to like Thursday, it felt like real slow. It felt like we weren't really getting much out, and then came the meeting with
PF went quite well. So that means today, I believe, today the article will be released to the public.
So now I'm texting Daniel and I'm like, okay, so she's confirmed, but we don't know the time. We don't know when. So now in the morning, I think of Wednesday, I wake up and I'm like, okay, let me just text her back. Like, okay, cool. So you know what time are we gonna do this? And then she says nothing, and then I'm like, okay. Now I'm downhearted. Now I'm just like, all right, here we go.
I can't wait until tomorrow. I feel like we can still have momentum today.
You know, probably not gonna communicate with me because it was like 2 to 3 hours before the meeting.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So, and then she finally communicates like 30 minutes before the meeting, and then she's like, "Oh, look, I can't make it at this time, but can we do 3:30?"
And then she drops the link.
Yeah.
She's like, we can meet now.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I knew that we had to do it that day. That's why I was like, I don't want to leave it till tomorrow. Because she's like, we can do it tomorrow or we can do it today. I was like, no, we're doing this today. But like during the morning process, Spinnaker had followed us. And I know you were really, really ecstatic about that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I just saw Spinnaker watches. Start following you from your reel. I'm like, oh, they even watched it.
So Daniel was pretty happy about that because, you know, Spinnaker is one of his favorite companies. And then, so we have the meeting with PF, and they like the article, guys. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So I think that's probably our biggest milestone this week. Like to date, yeah. Not even this week. To date, right now, it was really cool. And we were on their page. You know, if you saw it, you saw it.
If you didn't, it's there, obviously.
Take us through how it went in terms of posting.
Yo, bro,
Well.
it went horrible. It went so bad because I don't know what happened. The way we posted it, maybe it was me, but the way we scheduled it, right, to go out, and then Instagram just swapped the order. So like it kept the one, and then it swapped the other two. Bro, I remember in a panic, bro, because they started posting. I called just like, bro, it's posting wrong, bro, and it was crazy. I was cooking inside. I was cooking, literally as this was happening. So I'm cooking, and I'm checking the phone like I'm excited. 6 o'clock. I see the first post. I'm like, okay, it's not the right one, but I don't know what's going on. I'm like, okay, let me just refresh. You know, I refreshed. Second one. I'm like, hold on, this is backwards. Yo. And then I don't know if you were driving or something, but I'm cooking. I call you, put you on speaker. I'm like, bro, this is not happening. Like, it's not happening the way it's supposed to happen. And then PF liked one of them, like, because we told them it's coming out at 6. So the one that came at 6, they liked it. I was like, oh, and I was like, oh my god. And they posted. I said, ah. So I deleted all the posts because I was livid. I deleted all the posts. Then I copied all the captions because it's obviously the same caption, right? So I deleted all the posts and then I reposted it manually. But like while I'm on the phone with you, and then you're like on the phone trying to calm me down. You're like, okay, bro, don't worry about it. Like these things happen. I'm like, nah, like bro, like we scheduled it. Why is it not working? Why only now? Like after everything, all this we've taken, it took us like over a month to get to that point where, you know, it took so long. And then when it's all you need to do is post it now for the world to see, Instagram's like, nah. Meta's like, nah. Cut it. What are these guys doing?
Shout out to our writers. Shout out to Chris. Yeah, bro, we salute you because this week was hectic. And then
Spinnaker asked for our email. And then Timex replied to one of our reels.
the lads at Timex, they decided to like the video and drop a very, very interesting comment, you know? So they came back to us like, oh, guys, we appreciate the love. We'll check the DMs, you know, because we were passively aggressively telling them like, bruh, like, come on, dog. Like, you can't be doing this to us now, you know?
They still haven't answered the DM. Just putting it out there. Timex. Please. Please, and not again, like I said in the reel, not for me. Please do it for Yanko.
Yeah.
Spinnaker.
Yeah.
Spinnaker, you know you're for me. You know, I love you guys. Timex, please. For Yanko. So.
But, yeah. Wild week, bro. Definitely wild week. But I think we did a lot we got done. And I feel like what's about to happen next is definitely going to be something you guys have never seen before. I was actually telling you, Dan, I think off the set, that like, yeah, this is what happens next is gonna shake some people. You know, we're gonna shock the world. I know that's a cursed comment.
Dog's a neat guy. You see me, dog?
Yeah, I see you.
I'm clean, baba.
So hopefully we do, but I think we're in the right spot. I think we're still here. We're still kicking it. But yeah, I mean, that's the week. I mean, anything else? Like,
it's not often that you start something so early and then you are able to get into the room with people that are at a level that you can't even comprehend, you know?
How old are we?
The dial or us as people?
How old is the dial?
The dial is 3 months old, bro. 3 months old, end of this month, actually. No, end of this month, it'll be 4 months officially. So it's about 3.5 months old. And we're talking to Parmigiani Fleurier. Some things were happening here. How does that make you feel now, like after this week? You're like, bro, and the week's not even done.
Oh yeah.
It's not even done. Something can happen today.
Yeah.
Happen
Tomorrow.
So
I think the first step is always the hardest. You know? And I feel like this week I really feel like we've taken our first step. Especially with Fleurier, you know, Pierre Parmigiani Fleurier and stuff like that. I feel like we've taken a first step into building a relationship. You know what I mean? And I feel like this week was our very first baby step. I think. Yeah, I really do feel like it. Because now, once the first step is done, it gets easier. So now we will, you know, catch rhythm. Now we'll start walking a little bit faster and faster. But yeah, I feel like this week is a first step almost, you know. I know we've been here for 3 months, and I know, you know, the audience and the viewers, you know, they see the podcast and everything. But at the end of the day, we really want to work with like brands, you know, and we want brands to appreciate us. And look, of course, when you see these things like farther on in the different episodes, you'll find out if it happened or not. But I think, yeah, this is definitely a first step of many, and I feel like now it's about maintaining and basically maintaining relationships. Yeah, because it's important that now, especially when Parmigiani liked the article, right? Now we've got a rapport with them now. Now they're a bit easier now. They feel at ease now because, you know, we've done what we're supposed to do. Now it's easier to ask them like, okay, can we do this next? What are we saying next? You know, and even they were like, let's look ahead. People are now like, you know, the brands themselves are now reaching out to us and be like, oh, damn, we saw this kind of thing. So yeah, but yeah, we'll see, but we'll see, but yeah.
said, oh, bro, I wanted to ball up like this. Like, I was so excited. And I was happy, man. I was happy that it's happening. It's happening slowly, slower than you want it to be, right? Because, yes, guys, as you know, we have a goal of, getting to Switzerland next year, 2025, Geneva, Watches and Wonders, maybe even the Shanghai one if it happens again next year. Why not? And yeah, we obviously wanted to be part of this whole community, and we're new. We're so new. We're so fresh, and for Parmigiani Fleurier to post us on their story multiple times. Bro, when I saw the remix icon and they remixed our story, or what's it, sequence, whatever it's called. Repost. And I was like, okay, it's starting to feel a bit, it's starting to get a bit tangible. I'm starting to feel like, okay, maybe this is getting a bit real.
Yeah, so with this milestone that has happened to you guys and the show, what does this really mean to the viewers, your viewers out there?
It means expect better content, expect more content that, we want to showcase South Africa and Africa in a different way, through the lens of watchmaking. Yes, we don't sell watches, we don't make watches, guys, we're not watchmakers, but to shed light on, okay, this is the African perspective of that, and on top of that, creating content that suits you guys. And we're working on a lot of things behind the scenes. I think I can say this. Yanko's looking at me. I think we can say this. Part of it is like we definitely want to get to the point where we're multilingual. Even something as simple as that. Like we want to have watchmaking in all South African official languages and more African languages as well. Why is it only limited to English speaking, to the major languages? Why? Yes, we speak English. We're speaking English because we understand a broader reach of people, but why can we not make this world accessible to everybody? And we luckily live in a place where we've got 12 official languages, actually. Sign language is the 12th one. I don't know how we're going to make a sign language podcast. We'll have to figure that out. That'll be interesting.
We'll see, yeah.
That'll be interesting, sign language. But these are the kinds of things that we're thinking about, guys. Like, and part of this, to your question, our producer behind the scenes, of course, reach, right? So more people get to see us because these brands already have an audience. They have a clientele, so they've got people that will look at whatever they share. And if they share us, of course, by and large, hopefully, people get interested in our content and our work and our mission, and grow our audience as well, so
And longevity, don't forget. I mean,
yeah,
getting noticed by PF helps in
Yeah.
longevity.
longevity and also an element of trust, because initially, even when we did work, when we started this conversation with PF from the very beginning, I don't even think we were 5 episodes in. We didn't even have Stay on the Watch. We didn't even have Hands on the Dial. And they even told us, they're like, we don't just casually work with people, you know what I mean? Because they've got a aesthetic, they've got a brand, they've got a message, right? Like every brand does. And yet we were able to build this up so much that now we're here. And it also shows to us, at least at the Dial, that this works. This is working. Like Yanko said, hopefully we get to change an industry. In what way? We don't know.
Spin.
Hey, wait, let's talk about the drip there, boy.
What's going on?
Yes, sir.
I just hope that, we align ourselves with the right brands that, will help us grow and help us achieve this goal, But I think, PF is one of them.
Another thing, I believe someone can learn a lot from you guys because your show is very young, but what has happened to you guys is it's a big milestone. So, and the first time I get to know about your show, I was not so sure about it because it's very niched down.
Yeah.
It's very narrow, but the way that it's doing right now, like how are you guys doing this?
How are we doing this? Good question. A part of it is a bit of, I think I said this as well at some point off camera to Yanko. I said there's a lot of delusion that goes into this. A lot of delusion because we believe that this has to work, right? We actually believe in our product. We believe in our talents, in our quality, right? And I think it speaks for itself, right? And a bit of like we don't really care. We don't have a like, oh, we don't want to. We're not really shy like that, you know. We're the type of people that go for what we want, you know, and this is what we want to do. So if we have to find our way to get into a room, talk to someone, cold call, DM, message, you know, physically meet, we'll we'll do it. You know, it's just who we are. I think that's the easiest answer I can give you, bro. Like, it's who we are. We just don't care about anything else than our goal and our achievement. We want to do it the right way, of course, and we want to align ourselves with the right people. We want to be connected to the right brands and the right people because that gives us, you know, reliability. It builds trust, and people will care, you know, because they're like, okay, well, this is not like a cheap thing, you know. This is not these are just guys just trying to do something, you know, and just talking, just having fun. This is serious. We got our team together and we planned, you know, everything from what we're going to talk about, our segments, you know, stay on the watch, hands on the dial, everything else that will come. We already knew these things were going to happen. We planned it out because we just had this, like when we thought about it, it gave us this feeling like, oh, this makes sense. This would be really cool. This is awesome. You know, this is awesome. Literally, this is awesome. And yeah, a lot of planning and thinking went into it. I mean, spreadsheets, you know, okay, this is the type of content we'll post on this platform and this platform, and these are our topics, and then we've got the writers, and then we're like, okay, cool, we're going to build this, and then this will lead into that, and then PF, and then Timex, and then Spinnaker, and then we even saw MBNF viewed our story when we released the news that Chanel bought us a 25% stake of MBNF. And so, like, getting eyes on people, but doing it intentionally, right? We're quite intentional with it. And then on top of that, of course, because we're new and we don't actually know a lot, and we're not afraid to say that because we're not experts, we learn as we go. But our foundation was planned out completely. From how we want to look, to our aesthetic, to our speech, even, like, you know, how we want to present ourselves to you guys, because we didn't want you guys to think, because of our age, we're young, you know, 24 years old myself. It's like, okay, you know, it's easy to associate ourselves with certain types of content, but we wanted to break that mold and say, even us young people deserve a space in this, and we want to present ourselves in such a way. You know, I remember our first set of videos, one of our comments on TikTok, a lot of them were like, where are you guys from? And when we said South Africa, they're like, oh, what do you mean? We're like, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
Literally, what do you mean? Like, we can be, what do you mean? And they're like, oh, we've just never seen something like this before, in terms of quality, in terms of how we show up and what we are trying to give you guys. So yeah, this was definitely planned, bro. Definitely planned. It was planned up until a certain point, where like additional stuff started to happen on top. But like I said, the foundation was laid. So we're not afraid to deal with challenges. We're not afraid to deal with no's.
And we know what's coming next.
And we know what's coming next because we've said it, we've written it down, we've planned it. There's spreadsheets everywhere with everything. And I remember even like, we even got like, okay, this is how the first week's gonna go, second week, third week, fourth week, you know. So we're following this plan, this blueprint, if you will. And up until, of course, you know, additional stuff happened on top, but they just follow the same trajectory. You know, we did say one of the goals, I can say this now because we're here, but we wanted to align ourselves with a brand, a big brand. We just said big. I remember we wrote it in bold, big brand. Big can be any of them, really. But PF was one of them, was the one, right? So far. So it's like, I'm going to get emotional, dog. It's crazy. Like, we planned this whole thing and we're 3, almost 4 months in. But where we're going to be a year from now, who knows?
So how much effort does it take? Does it need a team behind? Like, if you do have a team behind, how big is the team supposed to be? Yeah.
Our team is small right now. I mean, producer number one. Producer number one, part of the team. You know, Chris, Matt, Hoto, Ria. You know, that's how many people? It's like, what, 5, 6, 7 people? It's not big enough. It's not. You know, for something like this to work the way it's going to work, it needs at least, we imagine like what, 20, 25 people to make it run almost for it to be almost autonomous, like a machine, you know. The articles you guys are seeing, it's one guy. It's one guy. Social media, it's one guy. Our strategy, it's one guy. You know, at least the film crew are. We've got much more people, but editor, it's one guy. Yeah. It's one guy. You know, social media clips and communication and branding, it's one guy. So yeah, man, we have a team of people at the dial, and it's only gonna grow. You know, that's the plan anyway. Fueled by passion. All of them. You know, this is all self-funded. We've said this before, and it's all fueled by passion. Look at me checking the time. It's all fueled by passion, and for the industry, for this idea. You know, I mean, Hotso even said this to us the other day. He was like, "Nah, bro." When we had our meeting, he was like, "Nah, dude. Like, when you guys explain what this is and what you guys are trying to do, it was a no-brainer for him. He's like, this is crazy." That was his words. He said, "This is crazy. This doesn't even make sense." How? I remember his first question was, how are we going to do it? The only thing he knew was like, okay, we know how to film, but how are we going to like do it? Like, how are we going to do it? And then Young Konai will be awake at like 1 a.m. like, bro, okay. Literally, how? Now we've convinced people that we want to do this. How are we going to do it? And then we took it one day at a time. And yeah.
It also sounded like that for me the first time I got to know about the show.
Mm.
Yeah.
You were like, what? How is this even?
How is this going to work?
What is this? And you're still here, so so it means it's working. So yeah, guys. But hey, road to Switzerland. As Younger likes to call it, Swiss cheese.
Operation Swiss cheese.
Operation
Swiss chocolate.
Operation Swiss cheese, Swiss chocolate. Let's see how it goes.
Stay tuned, I guess. But yeah, bro. But this week was crazy. This week was amazing. I know every week is not gonna be like this, but yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.